Hey guys, Josh the RV Nerd here again with another towing tip, specifically relating to fifth wheels. I've done videos on half-ton towing with fifth wheels and things like that, and I'm going to leave a link to that at the end of this. But one of the things that people don't realize, like I've said in a ton of my videos, I don't really believe in a lot of half-ton fifth wheel towing. I've said that in specific videos like this, in my tours. There's very few half-tons really actually suited for fifth wheel towing. But there's a catch-22 here. Manufacturers who make half-ton fifth wheels, they build them low so that they can, the gooseneck, the hitch of the fifth wheel can fit right into the bed of the truck. The problem is if the truck isn't really suited for handling that, you have to go to a larger 3/4 ton truck. But where a half ton sits here, 3/4 ton sits here, and that can cause problems. And specifically where it can cause problems is clearance from your bed rails to the platform deck of the gooseneck of the trailer. So there's a general rule of thumb involved in this, and it's ironic because it doesn't actually use your thumb. What you want to do to make sure something is safe to tow, appropriate to tow, where you're not going to damage it simply by just going down the road and going up and down hills or through driveways or whatever, is put your fist on like the bed rail of your truck. It's kind of, we call it kind of the four-finger guide, but the idea here is that if you can make a fist on top of the bed rail of your truck and it doesn't touch the bottom of the gooseneck of the fifth wheel, you should be good. And the reason being, you need about that much room so that there's still a pivot point where kind of, oh, here's a good example, guys. You know how the back of a school bus, it really fishtails out. It really fishtails out really far. Well, the front of the trailer is going to do the same thing because the front of your fifth wheel is actually past the hitch point, past the pivot point. So when your truck goes up something, for a moment, the fifth wheel goes down because they have a relative relationship. So if the truck goes up, relatively speaking, the fifth wheel goes down. So that means that there's a little bit of a dip right here, and you need about that much room to make sure that you have the clearance in there. And more is better. If you can do more than one, just like a Friday night drinking, if you can two-fist it, even better. But the point is, you got to have at least one. If you can keep one hand in there, you're going to be fine. So that is where you need to do a little more investigating sometimes on the trailer. Eagle HT fifth wheels have become the most successful fifth wheel that we have, well, the Eagle series, but largely due to the Eagle HT's ability to have height adjustment. Eagle HT is not 100% unique, but fairly unique, and they are the best at being able to match up to taller trucks. They are the best half-ton fifth wheel at marrying up to big trucks, bar none. No one else does it better. Now, there's plenty of other good RVs out there, but this is one of the things that they do better. And they can accomplish it a couple different ways. Something you'll see from us here at Haylett RV is basically exclusively, unless something weird happened, you can put bigger 16-inch tires on an Eagle HT versus 15-inch tires that are pretty standard in that class. There's almost no one else that does anything else. To the point that I'm not aware of anyone else that does. Maybe they do, but I don't want to make a blanket statement like that without doing a little more homework. But the point is there's almost no one else that does. So that will make it a little bit taller, but still able to hook up to a half-ton truck. Now, and the word half-ton isn't even accurate anymore, but never mind. The other thing is that Eagle HTs have adjustable axle hangers. You can literally just raise or lower the body of that coach extremely easily. And they have the greatest axle hanger variants of any adjustable axle system in that market segment. And actually, most fifth wheels in that category don't have any height adjustment on their suspension. And what's really interesting is there are a shocking number of major manufacturers who aren't even aware of this being an issue. One of the things that I really appreciated was when Winnebago recently said, we're going to come up with a mini plus fifth wheel. It's going to be that half-ton fifth wheel. We want really half-ton towable fifth wheels. And I said, okay, where's your adjustable axle hangers? Because I looked at the prototype and I don't see them. Like, where are those? And We talked to them, and they said, not a problem. Before this ever goes into public production, they'll be done. And they were. We just had a Mini Plus fifth wheel come in the other day in a 1-ton dually. And by the time you had a loaded cargo in the belly of that thing, it rode straight as an arrow. And I was very impressed with that. They are doing it right. So that's a big thing. Like, so if you have a half-ton truck, or you want to buy a fifth wheel that's too big for a half-ton truck, whatever the case may be, if you end up in a 3/4 or 1-ton, and it's too big for a half-ton fifth wheel, there are still options for you. Because remember, guys, these manufacturers, R&D doesn't mean research and development. It means rip off and duplicate. There are almost no exclusive floor plans out there. If there's a layout you like, chances are there's at least one other guy that builds it, if not more. So kind of going back to a different video segment, find the floor plan you like, learn what brands build that floor plan, and then find out what their qualities are. That's the 1, 2, 3 step to get you your second camper the first time, and that's something that you should really focus on. So part of that equation, if you're looking at a half-ton towable fifth wheel, but you have a 3/4, 1-ton truck, is can I physically hitch up to this thing? There's not a lot of ways you can really be sure until you've actually already slapped a hitch in the back of the truck and backed it up to the fifth wheel. But just backing the truck under the fifth wheel, assuming it's level, should give you a pretty fair idea. But remember, you want the rule of thumb, which actually doesn't involve your thumb, it involves your fist or 4 fingers. And bigger tires are helpful. Adjustable axle hangers are better still. Now, and this is another one of those things, it varies so much by truck, because like Ford trucks tend to sit a little bit higher in the back end. They got a little bit more hip to them, I guess. But, like GM trucks, they tend to sit a little bit lower. And what spurred this on is there was a couple folks on YouTube mentioned this, and we actually had an instance yesterday. Fellow said, I've got my brand new truck getting built with the big heavy tow package. I got the factory hitch and everything installed, and then I'm looking to get this big fifth wheel. We said, okay, what kind of truck is it? Well, it's a Nissan. And we just went, oh God. He goes, well, I'm rated to pull 12,000 pounds, but he had a 1,600 pound payload capacity. A small half-ton towable fifth wheel often has 1,700 pounds of pin weight. He literally can't do anything he wants to do. And yet, we were the third dealer he talked to, and the second auto dealership he had talked to, and we were the only ones that shot him straight on this. So unfortunately now he has to totally restart his dream. But had we had some of these conversations ahead of time, maybe we could have headed that off at the pass, and that's my goal here. I'm not sitting here in this video trying to sell you any specific RV or anything. I'm trying to give you guys education. That's what you're going to get here at Haylett RV. If you're looking for a double check, if you want to make sure the information you've been given is straight, if you want to make sure that you're safe, if you want to make sure you're getting the right deal, those are the kind of things that we can offer you here at our dealership. So with that, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.